All right, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. My name is George. I'm a mentor on the GATS program 2020. Once again, this is another YouTube video I'm doing to show you how to carry out one of the demos in best practices for using cloud storage in the course Getting Started with Application Development on Google Cloud. Okay, so the demo I will be doing today is demo enable CORS configuration. I'll be showing how to run this demo. If you have a GCP account and you've set up your SDK on your system, whether Windows, Linux, or Mac, you can run this demos from your terminal. So I'll be doing everything from my terminal, and I'll show you how beautiful it is to do it from the terminal. Okay, so first off, he creates a Linux machine that has the following configuration: allows access to all the cloud APIs, and also enables a firewall rule that allows HTTP traffic into the computer instance. Okay, so let's do that. I have already done that, so I will simply just copy that from here and then explain what all those things mean. Okay, the various options, what they actually mean. Because let me paste this here. I hope it doesn't run. Oh, thank God it failed because I made a mistake. All right, so let me clean that one up. I think there's an issue there. Clean. Okay, maybe I just need to type. Okay, so first of all, let me type it. Cloud compute instances create. Let me call it Bionic Africa. He placed it in the zone US Central 1A. Sorry, Central. What's going on? Central 1A. All right, and then he gave it a scope. If you look at his video, he gave full access to all the cloud APIs. So we'll be doing this from our terminal. We'll say that is simply giving it added scope. Okay, scope. So what is scope? Actually, what is the default scope for that setting that he selected in the web UI? Okay, so I would look. Let me show you how you can get to see your scope. Let me go to. Okay, so let's do gcloud compute instances creates, and then hit help. All right, so let me make this bigger. All right, sorry, all right, let me make it bigger. Okay, so this is the format for the code to create an instance. Okay, so let's go down. You can actually search scope, and there you go. All right, so these are the scopes. This is how they're represented in this format with the auth and then the name of the service. In this case, we are going for all, so that will be cloud platform right here. And so this is what we're going to pass to that command to have it do as we wish. So let's go back here, scopes, we'll put that there. So let me magnify this a bit. I hope you see that. So gcloud compute instances create Bionic Africa in zones US Central A, and the scopes this. Now we'll be creating, normally if you look at his firewall selection here, he actually clicked to allow HTTP traffic into the instance. Now, when I was learning, starting out with GCP, I actually thought merely clicking here will give you access, not so. Will give you access, not so. Actually, what happens here underneath is when you click on this, select this option, GCP actually creates a firewall rule. First of all, it tags your instance which HTTP, and then creates a firewall rule that targets that instance using those tags. So since we're doing it manually, we have to add a tag. You can call it anything you like. We have to add a tag to our own instance and then create a firewall rule that will allow traffic into our instance using the network tags we just added. Okay, so let's wait a few minutes and that should be created. All right, so we're ready to roll. Now, the next thing we need to do, we need to create a firewall rule. And of course, let's do that. Firewalls are on site. So firewall compute. Oh, I made a mistake. G cloud, not GL cloud or something. Compute. So firewall rule. Now we're creating a firewall rule. We'll call it actually I did create a firewall rule. I deleted it. So let's call it web access. All right, so first of all, this is where it becomes interesting. Now I'm going to show you the format for a firewall rule. Okay, so let's get this one out. Let's go back here and do firewall. Oh, I hope I'm correct there. Oh, missed it. Put an S when it shouldn't be. So it should be, oh, sorry. It should actually firewall rules. All right, so look at this. See here, I told us previously that when you see your normal brackets, as I call them, then that means that option is required. So, and then you see the pipe operator here. It gives you an option to either put in the value to the left or the value to the right. So if you look here, it says either you give it an action or you pass in an allow argument, or what do we call it? An allow set of tags that should run. So let's look carefully. So if we use action, action is what are actions? Let's go down and see what actions are. Actions include allow and deny. Then when you put an action, that means you cannot add this also. Rather, you will now add rule to go with the action you just created. So either you do add an action and add rules, or you simply just put in allow and it goes. Okay, let's see the format for the allow. There you go. Allow TCP. It's a shorter version. Okay, but if you use action, then you have to put this, and then subsequently you have to add a rule. Okay, and this is the rule. So the rule is what protocol it is and what port. Okay, so I would use the longer version in my case. Okay, so let me quickly add a rule. Let me add an action which is allow. Okay, and then the rule. Okay, TCP port 80. Sorry, port 80, and then we have target ports. Remember, target tags, not ports. We have target tags. Remember, we added HTTP tag to our instance when we created it, so we need to target that tag in our firewall rule. So hopefully the allow, we used action and we use rules. Okay, so let me go down and see how the rules are written and be sure our syntax is correct. Okay, protocol and port. There you go. So protocol and port, and you can separate each protocol using a comma. Okay, so let's hit that and see what happens. Failed. Why did it fail? Web access already exists. All right, so like I said, I think I did that and I didn't remove it. So let me compute firewall rules, delete web access. All right, so let's delete that. Okay, so let's delete that and then let's run the command again. All right, so that's been created, and of course it gives access via the internet. Into our Apache. I hope I got that right. I didn't state the direction. Okay, so but allow TCP traffic, I think in and out should be applicable. Okay, so let's go back to the video and see where we are. Okay, so we will run through here and let's go back. Let's go back and let's go back here. All right, so now we need to SSH into our instance to be able to play around with it. So I could do this from here. Let me do it from here. All right, so let's SSH into our instance. So gcloud compute SSH Bionic. It should give me a reference Bionic Africa. So let's SSH into it. So we're going to walk here. From here, we won't leave here. So we're in there. Let's clear our screen. All right. So what's the next thing he does? Let's see. Okay, so he updates his instance. Let me pull up mine. Let me put it at the side so that I can follow through. So he updates his instance. Sorry. Updates. Yes. Okay, so you see slight difference in my own command. I didn't use aptget. Aptget is the old version. I actually used apt is that's apt is the more modern version of the Debian application package manager. Okay, so he did that. We've done that. What's the next thing he did? He installed Apache web server and Git. We need Git because we're cloning a repository. So okay, my network is acting up. Let me click in that. Okay, 1 minute. I think I've lost my connection. Just 1 minute, let it come back up. Okay, sorry about that. Just give a few minutes. A few minutes, a few seconds. All right, still not there. Okay, it's a network issue. My SSH terminal has disconnected from my instance and probably is trying to reconnect. So, okay, this is not good. We need to have this thing up and running. Oh, okay. Okay, we're back. Okay, so sudo apt install Apache 2 and Git, and of course we tell it yes. That means pass the Y flag to it. That tells it it shouldn't ask me for confirmation to install. Should just go ahead and install. Okay, now I remember what I was trying to remember is a flag. You know, I was trying to remember what the name, what that is called. It's a flag, pass flags, and then you have arguments. Okay, so that's been installed, and then he clones this repo. So let's clone that repository. Let me bring this up a bit so I can see and type. So git is installed, so we'll clone it, and then https so github.com Google Cloud Platform training data analysts. Okay, let's see and be sure we got that right. Okay, so we hit enter and the cloning starts. All right. Okay, so all right, so cool. Now our repo is there and we have it ready, and then we change into the directory of interest. So let's do cd I don't know what that is called. Keep forgetting things. Okay, courses, dev. No, I think I missed. Oh. All right. Okay, it goes. Demos, it goes. GCS, it goes. All right, so we're in there. You can tell you're in that directory because you can see this part, and then before you have your $sign. That $sign is your command prompt. Okay, so we are in that directory, and he does something. He copies a certain file from the client folder into the root directory of the Apache that we had installed. So let's join that, and because he's doing it from a root administration or administrator's location in the system, he has to run it with sudo. You can't run that copy command without sudo. If you do that, you'll be denied permission to do so. So he passes the arrow flag, which says recurse move into directories if any exist, and pick up everything in there and push it to the location I'm pointing you to. Okay, so it does clients, hit enter, and then of course the asterisks to tell the system the command that it wants to pick up everything, and then we have our HTML, and we hit enter. As simple as that, it's been moved. Okay, so what else does he do? Okay, all right, so he checks out and be sure it's working. Okay, so let's go to ours. Okay, it's there. It's back. Let's refresh it to be sure it's not the old version I created previously. Okay, so it's not. So I click here, take this up here. Oh, interesting. And it does work. Are you kidding me? Okay. All right, so same IP address was assigned to an instance. So that's it. It's there. It works. Okay. All right. So that's all from your terminal without going to the UI, to web UI. Okay, so we want to see the file we'll be working on. He used the Chrome. I'm working with Firefox. So let's go to the web console, go to this, refresh this, and it loads, and of course it changes. The file we're interested in is this one. Okay, that's the JSON file. We'll click on that and then click on response, and that's it. That's the file, and of course that's what is presented here to us. Let me bring it in a bit so that we see. All right, so we're interested in this file, and that's what we'll be working with. Okay, so Next, it refreshes, of course, and then that's the file he's working with. And of course, he goes ahead to delete the file, and then, of course, an error occurs, and he pushes that file to a bucket, and then from the bucket, he enables access from his web server to that bucket using cores. Okay. All right. So while he's getting that done, let me create a bucket. Let me do that from, I could actually do it from here because I enabled all the APIs. So it should be possible to do it from here. Is bucket, let's see. Okay, so, okay, first of all, he removed the file. So let's do that. Let's remove the file. Okay, so sudo, like I said, these are administrative tasks which you must run using sudo. If you don't, then you have issues. For sudo, for Debian-based systems, but for CentOS and Red Hat Linux, you don't use that. You become admin, or when you run the command, it asks you for password and you do that. But sudo can be installed there too, but I'm not very familiar with those systems, so I can't speak for them. So network issues again. So let's see. Okay, so just give me a minute. Oh boy. Okay, so because we enabled access to all the APIs, it will be possible to set up the bucket from here. So, but first of all, let's delete the JSON file so that we can have the server fail. Then after that, we will move a copy of that file to cloud storage and then access it from there using cores. Okay, all right, so unfortunately the system is acting up. Okay, so it's back online. All right, so let me delete that. I magnify a lot of things. I zoomed in, so some things won't present themselves the way they should. So sudo remove var, okay, HTML, and then what's the name of the file? It's called data. All right, bam, it's gone. All right, so let's see what else. Okay, I think he refreshes the page, and of course we get the error. Let's refresh the page, and we get an error. All right, so that error, okay, so now he copies the file into a cloud storage bucket. So let's create a cloud storage bucket. Let me clear the screen here. GS util make buckets location US GS. He called the bucket, what did he call? He called it cores demo dar, I think. Oh, sorry, dar. I called mine this, just added my name to the end, and we're good to go. Okay, so that's been done. So the next thing we need to do is gs util to copy, not recursively, I'm copying a folder. So okay, is it tilde or something? I think that's what that is called. All right, so that particular this here represents this in Linux. Let me show you. It represents this home, and then in my case George. That's what that tilde represents. So instead of writing all this, you simply just put this squiggly character, and that represents all that, and of course you put your / and all that. Okay, so let's go in dev sorry, demos, demos, gcs, clients and data, and that will be pushed to my bucket that I created online, demo dar, put that /. Please read up on why you need to put a /. I think that prevents you from creating a directory if it doesn't exist. It does that. Destination not found. Okay, I made a mistake. It should be demo, not demp. Okay. Okay, so this should be O, and that goes. Still not found. Oh, okay. Let me clear the screen a bit. Okay, let me make it bigger. That way you see what I'm doing. All right, so I clear the screen and then, oh, okay, so this is not, does not exist. It's actually called George. Okay, and we hit that. All right. Course dar. Oh, is that true? Okay, so let's do util lists. Let's see the name I called. Okay, course demp dar. Okay, I made a mistake and I actually thought I was correcting it when I was making it worse. All right, so put that P here and the file goes. Okay, so let's go back and see what else. All right, so now he makes that file publicly accessible, and of course it passes several flags to make that happen. Okay, so let me, I have that somewhere. No, I don't. Okay, all right, so let me run that command. Let me do the same thing he did. Okay, so gs util modify ACL sets recursively for all versions, make it public read gs. Okay, so course demp dar dorge. All right, okay, so okay, all right, that's happened. So this means modify the ACL access control list, set that recursively. That is, go through each, if any folder exists, go through each of them and make sure the new access policy is set on them. And of course, A here represents all versions of every items that might be found in that bucket, make them public readable, and then of course the address of the bucket we're trying to modify. Okay, so what else? Let's continue. All right, what else does he do? Okay. All right, so he now modifies his file to actually try to access the location where the data.json file is kept, which is in the bucket. So we will do that from here. Let's quickly see. He adds the address, the URL address of that file. Okay, so let's do the same thing here. So let me check for, let's list out this. Okay, so that's not where. I need to find the location of that folder. Okay, so it's at the top. Here it is. Okay, all right, so I would do sudo v. I use vim, I use vim html. All right, app. Okay, cores. Okay, and cores course control, and we hit enter. All right, so let's make this bigger. Okay, so he will be changing this here. So let's usually I set number. All right, so let's jump to the location where we're trying to. All right, so let's go here. All right, okay. All right, so we will modify that. Let me see. Storage APIs.com, the name of the. All right, so let me modify that. Let me add this HTTPS storage Google APIs APIs. Okay, then let me see. Okay, the name of the bucket is cores demp. Okay, dar GORG. All right, so let's be sure JSON and all that. Okay, so that works. We write the file, and of course we close. Okay, so let's see what else does he do. Okay, after that he refreshes the browser, and of course we get a new error. This time it has to do with cores and no more with the file not being found. Okay, so that's it. Let's refresh ours. Let's see if we get the same error. Okay, so storage just cores headers. Okay, so we can't access this because it hasn't been set and allowed. That's the cores haven't been set, so you can't access it cross. I think it's referred to as cross origin resource sharing. So that hasn't been set, so it's not possible to access it. So let's go and see how he. Let me actually put this at the side, and of course clear my screen, and then of course be ready because he's going to modify a file that we found in there. Okay, and that's the file. So let's quickly put this here and list out the files. Okay, so that's the file. We don't need to be root in this case. We'll do that. Okay, so I'll set my numbers on my line so I know where I'm working in case I need to jump between lines. So let's go to the top. All right, so I delete that, and of course I enter HTTP. Okay, so let's go to the browser and of course get the IP address of my server. Okay, all right, so I put that one there. It gave me extra, so let's get rid of these ones. Sorry. Okay, so he comes down here and changes max age to 1. So let's do that to 1. Okay, so everything looks okay. I'm not sure if he has it. I think he has a slash at the end. So, but let's confirm that. Let's see him do that. And okay, all right. Okay, he doesn't have one. So, but it doesn't really matter. But nonetheless, okay. Let me get rid of that one. It's good, and then write the file. And of course, close it. All right, so that's done, and then we will now have to use this to activate. Okay, so after that we use just util core sets using this configuration file to set that for our buckets. That way our web server can access it from its location. Okay, so core set, right? Core set using cores. Let me show the syntax is core set. I'm very right. GCS. Did I miss something? Okay, core set GCS. So GC cores. No. Demp dar and then GORG. Okay, Let's see what happens. All right, set. It's been set, but of course you need to wait a bit. You really need to wait a bit because there's some things that updates immediately. There's some things that take a while, so you need to wait. I think close to 5 minutes or thereabout. But if you still get these errors, go back, check your code, and be sure your code is in order. And if it is, then you need to just wait a bit. So let me check every part of what I need to do. Okay, that's one. Let me go here. All right, let's check our cores. Be sure the IP address is correct. Okay, HTTP. Okay, quit. Now let's look at the other file we modified, the JavaScript file. Let's be sure https storage.google apis cores demp dar george data json. So that works. That's okay. I'll just give it a few minutes. I think it actually takes up to 5 minutes before it starts working. So that's just about it. So just give it a few minutes. Let's give it a few minutes. Okay, and to be sure it worked, you could say gs util cores gets gs. Oh, sorry. All right, so you have cores demp dar gorg. Okay. All right, so it's in order. Our cores has been set and it's in order. Just give it a few minutes to. Okay, so let's refresh that again. Don't worry, come up. Just takes a few minutes to propagate. Okay, just give it a few minutes. Okay, I thought I actually told Slack not to send me updates. I think 1 hour is over. I think that's why I'm seeing notifications. Okay, so let's check that again and be sure. Okay, still propagating, so we just need to be patient. Okay, but I can always do another one. Set it again. All right, setting cores on this. Okay. All right. Let's give it a few minutes. Takes up to about 5 minutes or thereabouts. So, but just be patient. Okay, let me check it out. Let me check something. I'm sure. Let's go back a bit. Oh, Google Storage APIs.com. So that's where the problem is. Let's go back and update that file, the JavaScript file. Okay, so sets num. All right, and that is 24G right there. So we missed something at the end. All right. All right, so insert and .com. Okay, .com. All right, so let's set our cores once more. All right, so should be good to go now. I think the cores is already set anyway. I think my problem was our application wasn't able to. All right, so something should happen. There you go. So that's set up and it's working. Okay, so if you have errors, just check your documents and make sure you did everything right. Okay, so let's tidy up. Let's clean up. First of all, we need to exit from this shell. Okay, we're out from our instance. Oh, sorry, my tmux. Okay, so now we need to delete our instance first before deleting sorry, delete bionic. We have to delete the instance first before deleting the firewall rule. If you try to delete the firewall rule before deleting the instance, GCP won't allow, because the rule will be in use by the instance. So you need to delete the instance first, and after that you can delete the firewall rule. So we are deleting the instance now. Okay, that's been deleted. Now let's delete gcloud compute firewall rules, delete. I think it was called web access. If I double tab, it should give me something. There you go. And it will ask, do I want to delete? I say yes. Another thing we need to delete is your buckets. Please always, when you run these demos, always remember to delete the buckets with resources that you provisioned, so that you don't get charged for things you're not actually using. So gs util, double tab there. Oh, okay. That's a strange one. Okay, let me get help on that. I've forgotten how to delete a bucket, so let's see. Okay, all right, let's run through the additional topics. Remove buckets, RB, and then pass the name of the bucket. Okay, so let's do that. gs util remove buckets, and of course gs this cores demp dar geor org. Okay, all right, so bucket not empty. Okay, so let's go back. Let's check the command. The bucket isn't empty, so we can delete it. There's something we need to pass to it to get it to delete. Okay, I see our buckets, cats, compose, config, lists, move, rename buckets. Okay, remove objects and then remove buckets. Okay, let's use the RM. Okay, so RB is for buckets, RM is for objects. So let's see what that should work. No URLs matched to. Oh, okay. All right, that's strange. Okay, we'll check it out. If it doesn't work, we now just okay. So we learned something new today. So if you use RB, you're simply removing an empty bucket. But if you want to remove a bucket that contains items, then you need to use RM and of course pass the R flag to it. So thank you for watching. Make sure after the demo you get rid of your resources so that you don't get charged for things you're not actually using. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, if you find the video helpful, please leave likes, subscribe to my channels. I'll be extremely grateful. Bye bye.